Hi everybody, this is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. I've been piddling in my yard all day, didn't film a thing, but I just had this thought when I walked in the door. Would you like to see how my plants are doing? I started a bunch of seeds in seed trays and things are going crazy. So I thought I'd let you know how some things are going, show you what's growing, what's not, tell you about some things that may have went right or went wrong, and just do this real quick while I have a few minutes in the house by myself, which doesn't happen very often. So let's rock and roll. Now, as you know, I built this little console table, this kind of rustic table, to be my seed starting table. And it's worked out great. It's really worked out great. It's done everything I wanted it to do, and it's been fantastic. But I'm outgrowing it in a big way. It used to have like 1, 2, 3, 4 trays of seeds starting on it. And each tray, I think, had 48. So I had a lot of seeds starting. Well, they can only stay in those little trays so long, then it's time to pot them up. So I've been on a potting up a palooza the last week or so, and things are just taking off. Once you pot them up, they just hit the road running. Well, hopefully, that's the plan, and a lot of them have. I think you can see the little name tags better if I cut the lights off, so I just cut the lights off for a little bit. But these are a lot of tomatoes that have graduated from the seed trays to the red solo cups. I've got the Super Sues, some Moskvich. There's an Iroquois muskmelon stuck in here. I'm tell you what, things are everywhere. There's Eva Purple Ball, Cherokee Purple. I'm having a ball with all this though. I'm enjoying it. It's kind of peaceful at night to sit at my bar and up pot these plants. I do so many a night, no plan on how many, just however many I can fit. And I just keep rolling and rolling and rolling with it. And now I've pretty much got everything up potted. Well, there's nothing in the seed trays anymore, but some things got up potted just to like toilet paper holders. And that's just temporary. I move them on up to a cup and all later when I have room. But right now, I just don't have room. I pull out things like this metal pan, I line it with foil, and then I fill it with cups. Because with the sides being the way they are on there, it does a good job of holding my cups straight up. Like this one is in a seed tray that's covered with foil, but I have to be very, very careful when I'm moving it to go water the plants or to do anything because the cups could kind of fall over. I have 1, 2 of these metal pans, and I just love them. I love them. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I look at something and I think I can grow something in it, it becomes a container. That's just the way it is. I know a lot of people say, don't waste your money doing it this way, invest in some really good transplanting cups and 4-inch pots and all this kind of stuff, and that'd be great to have all that, but I don't right now. And I didn't feel like laying out the money to invest in it this year. And it's kind of fun doing it this way. It's kind of fun to me. I like just seeing things and turning them into something else. And if I can turn them into a pot that'll pot something up right now, that's what I do. I'll show you an example. Right here on my counter, I decided last night to start some more pepper seeds. That's one thing that I have had trouble with this year is my peppers. Now, they germinated. I had a whole bunch of them germinate, but they don't all germinate at the same time. And there was so many that had not germinated that I left them on the heat mat for a little while, a few days extra, even after some of them had started coming up. Well, what happened is the ones that started coming up looked really good for a few days, and then they just wilted and died. So then I had a tray full of nothing. It's like nothing ever came up, and the ones that never came up, and then the ones that did come up died. So I had a few that survived, just a few, maybe like 3. So I've got them somewhere else, and I'm trying to start over in those seed trays with some new seeds. And I just put those in the window. I just took them off the heat mat to see if that would help. But last night, I decided, let me give it another shot. So I have just that's a Popeye's mashed potato container there. That's some other containers, probably from some cheese, some feta cheese. And there's an orange juice container back there that I cut off. And so that's what I did. I just started more peppers last night. Tangerine Dream, Keystone, which is a bell pepper, Marconi Red, and a Ferrer Ozon paprika pepper. And once they start coming up though, once I start seeing them coming up, I don't know, even if it's only a few, I kind of oversowed. So if I just see a few coming up, I think this mat is gonna go. I just don't want to lose the ones that come up and expose them to too much heat. So anyway, it's a trial and error, but that's what's going on with me right now. That's what's going on with the ones in the seed trays. I can't leave them on the heat too long. They don't seem to like it. And then the ones that come up need the light. So then the little ones that haven't come up end up being under light, and they have the heat under them, and it just didn't seem to work out. So anyhow, starting over with that. Once they graduate from my seed starting rack in there though, well, even if they don't, I just have to take some of them out sometimes to put them in windows because I don't have enough room on that rack for all that I'm potting up. These are some Robe Mountain Tommy Toes here, it looks like. That's a Ford Hook Gem melon right there. That's another Ford Hook Gem melon. Over here, I've got my Italian heirloom tomatoes. And then it looks like here, this whole tray is full of red currant tomatoes, which almost had started dying on me because I left them in those seed trays too long. I just potted them up last night. I fertilized them with some Miracle-Gro and said a little prayer. And I'm hoping they'll do okay. I think they love this window. Not just this window, but every window across the front of my house. Now, I did have the little mold problem on my asparagus and artichokes when I first started them in the window. But we had rainy systems come through and I didn't have any sunlight for 5 and 6 days at a time. So I haven't had that problem lately. We've had nothing but sun. So they're doing great. These, I'm going to check back on these in another day or so to show y'all. I'll try to remember and just let you know if they pulled out of it. Right now, they don't look that great. I'll zoom in. You can kind of see. They just don't look that great. But I have a feeling that once they sit in this window with some real light, and once that Miracle-Gro has a chance to kind of give it a little boost in their roots, I have a feeling they're going to be fine. Actually, these Italian heirlooms looked a lot the same way when I put them here. And look at them. They're doing wonderful. What is this? Oh, that's a Robe Mountain Tommy Toe. Okay. So, but I don't just have them in this window, like I said. They're everywhere. This is my den window where I'll put some more. Okay, I got a Mexico midget. That's a couple of them that are in one little cup there. I've got the Willard Wind, which is an Appalachian variety I have seeds for. The same with the Wilson Yellow Gold. And then back there, oh, that's another Willard Wind. So, and this is a Wilson Yellow Gold. And there again, these were potted up last night out of some of those seed trays that they didn't look great. And now they're doing okay in the window. Here's some of the peppers. See, I had a whole tray of things that never came up. I ended up with one California Wonder popping up. And now I can see that since I put them in the window and took them off the heat mat, I've got 2 more of those popping up. But I reseeded these other cells and they haven't come up yet. That's why last night I just went ahead and started me some more. I don't want to be without peppers, but I don't want to hang in here with these forever and end up with nothing. So over here in the other part of the window, all 4 of these are Sierra Gold cantaloupes. And they're just starting to do good, but they look healthy. In my bedroom window, let's see what we have. Okay, these are some new transplants from those seed racks. Boy, did they look terrible in the seed trays, but they're coming back around. Let's see, this one is a Paul Robeson. There's 2 in this cup. That's a Robe Mountain Tommy Toe. That's a Robe Mountain Tommy Toe. And that's a Paul Robeson. If you can just trust me when I tell you they look worse than this yesterday. They actually look better today. And I think once, like I said, the Miracle-Gro kind of works in there, they're going to look even better. On the other side of the window, I have a mainstream. This one here is a mainstream melon. It's a cantaloupe. The second one is a Pedigree Durin melon. A couple of more Paul Robeson tomatoes. And then a Hessel Sugarloaf winter squash. This last tray has 3 Italian heirloom tomato plants in it. And then it's got a mainstream melon there. And they all seem to be doing pretty good. So that's what I have in the bedroom. And next step, let me show you what happens next. Okay, some of my plants are getting very big. And what I've been doing the last 2 days is bringing them outside and hardening them off because I'm getting ready to put them in the ground. Our soil right now is 74 degrees. It is hot. Today was a nice day. Today was a very nice day with a little breeze, and it felt good. But there's been a few days I've been outside lately where I just came back in. I got so hot. That's how hot it's getting right now. And these winter squash and pumpkins and a couple of melons I have here, they're just getting huge. I mean, I'm almost ready to start seeing some little blooms coming on them. So I need to get these in the ground. They can easily go in the ground right now with 74-degree soil and no sign of a cold front coming. This one right here is a butternut ragusa squash. It's a winter squash. This big one right here with big tall leaves is a Cushaw green squash. I'm not going through every one of them, but this one here has a huge leaf, tall branches, and it's just growing like crazy, and it's a North Georgia candy roaster. So you can see what I'm talking about. Look at some of them. They need to go outside. They need to go outside. I put out for the first time today to harden off my Kajari melon plants. And then this is a mainstream melon I put out to harden off today. And that one is a Ford Hook Gem. So I just think that's the best thing to do right now. Now this big monster here is a sugar pie pumpkin. This is a sugar pie pumpkin. Look, it's got 4 big extensions. It's got 4 big little branches coming off. It's time to go outside. This one here is the same thing, sugar pie pumpkin. This one leaf has a little bit going on with it. That started while it was still inside, but it doesn't seem to be bothering any of the other plants. Some of them have variegated leaves, but that one doesn't. It just has a solid green leaf, but just that one leaf looks like that. So also, I put out yesterday and today my artichoke plants, which are these, and my asparagus. Now, they've been out in the wind all day. They kind of look like they flopped over and they're just there, but they're doing good. I didn't realize how delicate asparagus was. I mean, these little frond plants are so delicate. They stood up for a while, and then when they hit a certain height, they just flopped over, which I can understand. There's nothing to their little branch. But once you put them out in the wind, kind of, they do that. They just flop over. And I'm showing them to you right after I brought them in. It's funny because when you let them go all night and sit in the house all night, they look so bright and perky the next morning. But now they kind of look like, Mama, we're tired. We're just tired of being outside and getting blown on today. And I didn't really have them in the direct sunlight today. I had them up on my porch. They got some direct sunlight every now and then, but it was pretty dappled all day with the railings of the porch and then it's just kind of a beautiful day, but a lot of little shade here and there. So all my trees are greening out now, so they're starting to get a little more shade than they would normally get. So that's the skinny on my plants. That's how they're doing right now. Some are doing better than others, but the ones that aren't doing good were really my fault for leaving them in the seed tray so long, and I think they're going to pull out of it. So I'm not really too worried about it. A few didn't germinate like my peppers. That happens. Peppers are a little bit finicky sometimes. But I've got more started, and I have plenty of time to put peppers in, because even though it is warming up here, it's going to be warm a long, long time, and peppers like it really warm, so I don't want to put them out in March anyway. I'll probably put them out later on in April. I'll let them go ahead and start in these seed trays and get pretty good size before I put them out. So this is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to know how your plants are doing, how your seeds doing, how are they germinating, are you getting good results? What you got growing? Just talk to me and tell me. I appreciate it. Drop it in the comments. Y'all have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.